The Lannisters always pay their debts, but that's a lot easier said than done. The coffers have been dry for some time, but Cersei changes that. The Lannisters always pay their debts is the favored catchphrase of what's the dominant house and family in Westeros. However, the dirty secret of the Lannisters different from the other dirty secret between Queen Cersei and her twin brother Jaime Lannister, which is more or less common knowledge these days, is that the Lannisters are deeply in debt. Hello everyone, if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any new updates on your favorite TV series. For centuries, Casterly Rock and the vast gold deposits in its mines made the Lannisters the wealthiest family in Westeros. The family's deceased patriarch Tywin used that wealth to acquire power and influence, launching a series of events that have resulted in 3 Lannisters seated upon the Iron Throne, including Cersei, its reigning occupant. However, all of this grasping for ever more power came at a literal financial cost. The gold mines of Casterly Rock ran dry years ago and the family coffers are depleted. In a macro sense, the Lannisters' debts are also the Iron Throne's debts, and there is no entity the Seven Kingdoms owe more money to than the Iron Bank of Braavos. Located across the narrow sea in the free city of Braavos, the Iron Bank is the most dominant and powerful financial institution in Game of Thrones. Its influence spreads across Westeros, Essos, and the unseen reaches of the known world. What's more, the Iron Bank has a catchphrase of its own, one that is rightly feared by all indebted to it: the Iron Bank will have its due. In the episode, The Queen's Justice, a rare instance of the Iron Bank coming to collect a debt occurs. The Iron Bank's primary representative Tycho Nestoris visits Cersei at King's Landing to discuss the Crown's overdue accounts. The financial peril facing the Lannisters manifests across the entire 7 kingdoms they are trying to secure their dominion over. To understand how the Iron Throne came to owe untold millions of gold dragons to the Iron Bank, we have to go back to uncover the gross malfeasance of Cersei's predecessors. The legacy of King Robert Baratheon is as a drunken, whoring misanthrope who had no interest in ruling the 7 kingdoms. He left the actual hard work of running Westeros to his small council. Robert's master of coin, Lord Peter Baelish, paid for the crown's corpulence by borrowing heavily from Tywin Lannister's fortune. Tywin was more than happy to financially support the Iron Throne, and thus the 7 kingdoms, since it consolidated his personal power. His grandson Joffrey was heir to the throne, and his daughter Cersei was the queen. However, Littlefinger was also secretly borrowing money from the Iron Bank, to the point where the crown was 6 million gold dragons in debt to the Lannisters and to the bank by the time Eddard Stark briefly became Hand of the King. Tyrion Lannister discovered the 7 kingdoms' financial peril when he assumed the duties of Master of Coin in Season 3. The War of the 5 Kings further increased the massive debt the 7 kingdoms owed to the Iron Bank, worsened by how deeply intertwined the Lannisters' finances were to the crown's. This was further exacerbated by the fact that Tywin, who became Hand of the King at the end of Season 2, was guarding the secret that Casterly Rock's gold mines depleted 3 years prior, and he himself was borrowing money from the Iron Bank to fund the 7 kingdoms. When Joffrey married Margaery Tyrell and made her queen, Tywin intended the union between the houses of Lannister and Tyrell, the second wealthiest house in Westeros, to provide some financial relief. It's possible Tywin was plotting to eventually gain control of House Tyrell's wealth and resources to supplement his own, which Cersei would eventually accomplish. When Tycho Nestoris met with Queen Cersei in King's Landing, he found the queen remarkably confident of her bargaining position despite being well aware of how deeply the Iron Throne is indebted to the Iron Bank. Cersei reminded Tycho that Daenerys Targaryen has been more of a thorn to the Iron Bank's investments and profit margins than a potential friend. The Iron Bank was heavily involved in the centuries-old slave trade in Essos. This line of profit was brought to an end by Daenerys liberating the slaves of the continent as the Breaker of Chains. The Iron Bank also has no history of dealing with Daenerys, whereas the bank has a long, established relationship with the Lannisters and the Iron Throne. Cersei asked Tycho to remain in King's Landing for a fortnight, after which he would find the crown's debts to the Iron Throne repaid in full. What Cersei knew that Tycho did not was that a campaign to take House Tyrell was underway. Cersei had pulled the bulk of the Lannisters' army from Casterly Rock and united them with the army of Randyll Tarly, which was negotiated in last week's episode. Victory came quickly. The Lannister and Tarly force overwhelmed the much weaker Tyrell army and easily took Highgarden. Jaime personally made sure Lady Olenna Tyrell, Diana Rigg, met her demise by poisoning. By wiping out what was left of House Tyrell once and for all, the Lannisters acquired the Tyrells' vast wealth, once again making them the richest family in Westeros. Somewhere, Tywin must be pleased. With the Tyrells' gold enriching the Lannisters' coffers, Cersei now has the capital to finally pay back the Iron Bank and free themselves from the shackles of destitution. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.